Hey guys, welcome back. Blessed be. Really strange day today. I told you about figuring out it was Odin, and the heck was that? Something just fell somewhere. Hold on, guys. This is what's been going on. Like stuff's been nothing fell anywhere. Okay, I heard it. I heard it even with my headphones on. I heard something fall. Okay, nothing out here fell anywhere. Okay, that's good. This is the kind of crazy stuff that's been happening. Um, All Father got in and everything's going crazy. Um, yeah, a long time ago, let me have some coffee. From what I read, he was just seen as this storm god that was just so, I don't want to say ravaging, though that could be a good word, but you didn't mess with Odin. You still don't. And he was seen as like wild and unstoppable and almost chaotic in a sense before he became the warrior and everything else, from what I've read. And he told me he was like a storm god in the dream, and I've always associated Odin with storms. I mean, you can have Thor with storms as well, and whomever else. But anyhow, I go out and I do this thing I had to do today. I went out. And I wanted to thank him for something, so I said, come on, I'll take you to the used store. As you can see, he got a candle back here. There is a fancy dress Clydesdale. Now, why they dress them up like it's usually at a farm show or something, and I thought that's interesting, and he was definitely interested in that. And there was a little long black cat statue I got as well. Now, I went in there looking for, don't throw things, I went in there looking for American gods. I personally didn't care for how Odin was portrayed in it, but he's been like hitting me over the face with this book. It was even in the article this morning that the one wife of Odin, she met him through American Gods. And I don't think this was, wishful thinking. I think it was Odin showing up in her life, and the old man, and I say that lovingly, and he knows that he used her interpretation of the book to get closer. So, I'll be getting a copy of that as well. I went in there and looked for it. They didn't have it. I was surprised, because usually when a TV show, something comes out, everybody runs out and buys a book and reads it and then like throws it to the Goodwill, but it's not there yet, if it has been. And I got him that candle back here. It's called Asian Summer. Now, what it has to do with Asia or summer, I'm not sure. It does not smell like either Asian scent or summer. It's not bad, but it's this kind of like pear and perfume. I know that sounds repulsive together, but it's kind of like pear and perfume notes together. And it was like amazingly cheap for a candle that big for all soy wax candles. Like, I'm not. And he seemed to like it, because when I take them shopping, I'm like, if I don't feel pulled to this, or you don't want it, I won't get it. No hard feelings. Now, sometimes what Odin will do is he will shop for other people, and I will find out stuff I set off for him was actually for someone else, and that's okay. But, because, he's the old father. He'll provide for them if they won't step forward or they can't step forward because I don't have a connection. But I got the ginger beer, and I got a Coke and some cheese and some Jack Links, and we were eating at the bus stop waiting for the bus. And I said, hey, when we get home, I'll take you out, get you a burger, get you set up. Coming through town, and I remember the one decent burger joint in town is closed on Mondays, so there went that idea. So he's got the Jack Links, remainder of the Jack Links and the Coke and ginger beer out, because he likes ginger beer in my experience. I also never knew he liked seafood. I think he took a pass on the milk last night, but I think he got into the coffee and the Coke certainly and the sweets, but he was just having way too much fun with me. And Loki likes milk anyways. Loki's worse than a cat. You put like milk down, Loki's, happy. So that's what happened. And it was funny. A storm came in as I'm waiting for the bus, and there were crows everywhere. And I got on the bus, and I don't know if the guy had like an e-cigarette or something, but it smelled like he had been burning like a top end incense. And the guy's dressed in blue, which I don't remember being a uniform color for the bus company, but apparently now it is. And it was strange, It was like he was going over the top and showing me these things, and he was laughing the whole day, like, ha ha ha, fairies, ha 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 ha. He was having fun with me. He was being merciless, because I was in Eckerd. I'm looking around. He's like, look, fairy statues. You want a little Tinkerbell for your garden? He's really insulting and snarky. Not like in a mean way. Like he's playing with you and you know that, but he has a lot of stuff he thinks is nonsense. He's a lot like Ogu if you work with Ogu. If they think something's BS, like Ogu does not believe in astrology, Ogu's like, that's total BS, right? So yeah, they're both very forthright gods, and they don't have much time for foolery, but he's also very sweet and kind and loving when he's in the mood. But he does this aspect I'm working with now. He has this very stormy energy. It feels like a storm about to burst. It feels like there's this almost like angry energy that's about to explode, and I'm like, I've never thought of storms like that. I've always thought of storm energy like real benevolent and healing. I don't care how violent or destructive it gets. I've always felt safe and sheltered by storm energy. And he just kind of looked at me kind of surprised, like, oh, you didn't tell me that. So that was interesting, because as soon as I was thinking that and I said something to him, he looked at me like, oh, well. And he's like, well, in ancient times, people weren't exactly fun to me, because he just come through, as a storm, and boom. But, yeah, because we forget, our ancient ancestors that would have worked with the gods, there was no, Habitat for Humanity, there was no Red Cross, there was no going to Walmart, or people rebuilding stuff fairly quickly like we have today. Now I know if you've been in a disaster, you might say that's not how it works at all, but there was never any of that stuff. There was no homeowners insurance stuff, anything. So yeah, you had a very different view of storm gods back then, because if they came through and they destroyed everything, maybe the neighbors could help and maybe they couldn't if they were in the same boat. But yeah, there was no fallback back then. So I can see why, there was a lot more fear. And even, some of these articles have implied hatred and distrust of, like, primordial storm gods. Because, if Chaos Incarnate is coming through, and that's a term we usually never use with Odin. So it feels strange, but like, from everything I've been reading, it's funny, I'm falling over these articles now. Odin was just so primal, so strong, he'd just come through and, like, level everything if he was in a mind to. Now, usually, of course, he didn't, or, we wouldn't have any German people and English people and whatnot alive today. Thank the gods, as he would move through, he wouldn't be total chaos all the time. But now we've more or less handed over storm associations to Odin, even though I still fill them with, handed them over to Odin, we hand them over to Thor, but I still fill them with Odin, and I think they have a lot of overlap, because Odin and Loki constantly tell me, and take this for what it's worth, whatever belongs to one of them belongs to the other one, so they don't care. Like, I have blue and green and gray in the jewelry I've had on today, and it's like colors that they've picked out for themselves, like whatever color they pick out for themselves. and they're both contented, and Loki will let me put things on that he intends for both of them on his altar and vice versa. And now Odin has more territory back behind me, and I was going to try to put the stuff on his part of the altar up above Thor, because, you know, he's sharing with Loki, because he kind of insisted, which I was surprised. And he goes, oh, I get more territory. Where? Jeez, oh man. But we need gods like that. We do. You need a god, you know, at your side that's a little underhanded, a little. And I'm not saying these things in a bad way. Yeah, he's underhanded. Yeah, he's con man, kind of. And yeah, he'll trick you for your own good or his own good. But it doesn't mean that at the end of the day he's untrustworthy or, you know, he won't have your back. Odin will take care of his people. You don't have to worry about that. He had fun with me, and he tricked me into what he wanted because he knew if he asked his Odin he wouldn't get it. I'd be like, you have enough, Odin. So he tricked me into it. But now I have a new form and a new path to work with him, and he's like, I'm not going away. And I hope you know that. I don't intend to go anywhere now that I've gotten in and got what I want. And he was like straight up, he didn't like get gay. He doesn't like anything between him and where he wants to be. And, you know, he does have his runes outside, and he has the 2 areas now inside. He has area upstairs too. So, like, it's not like poor Odin, you know, oh, she must hate him and he doesn't have any room. It's no, Odin's very ambitious god. He's always going to push and see if he can get more. He's like Loki, like that. But we're with Loki, if you stand up for yourself and say no, Loki will usually just smile and nod because that's kind of Loki's job, to test your boundaries, and Loki won't push anymore. Odin, if he truly wants something, he'll just steamroll you and take it and just look at you. But I love having him around. It's awesome having him around because he's having so much fun with this. He tricked me good, and he's delighting in it. And the crows have been everywhere, and it's just the energy's really good. I might end up going like, I need shot in the head, but I might end up taking him to the DQ to give him the Brahms burger or something, because he's been above and beyond lately, and he's been taking care of me. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that. It was just, when they give us signs like that, you know, sometimes it's easy to say, oh, I'm not special enough. Why would they be interested in me? That's exactly why they're interested in you. They're usually not going to work with boastful, prideful people that absolutely assume that the gods are going to work with them because the gods have to. That's not how our gods work. So, yeah, if you're getting signs from the All-Father, even if they don't make sense, even if they're not traditional signs, like I've never seen anything about him eating seafood or, you know, taking on forms, like completely random forms, like pretending to be a fairy or something like that. But, you know, he's Odin, and he'll do what he has to get in. He knew if he took on a form like that and led me down a certain path, he would get what he wanted, and he, you know, to him the end certainly justifies the means, which is why some people won't work with him. But he and Loki are spookily close. They are. Sometimes I just cannot read the difference between them, and they use that to their advantage quite often. So I'm glad I'm on good terms with both of them, because Loki sorted me out. He's like, no, you have to be on good terms with my brother. And they call each other, you know, brother. I've never heard them say blood brother or adopted brother or whatever. I mean, it might be different for you. Everybody gets something different, but for me, it's like they're full brothers when they address each other. They don't, like, there's no sense that there's like adoption or blood ritual or something, or it's like, that's his brother, and I better be nice to his brother. Whew. So, yeah, it's been quite a day. If you like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe. I thought I'd share that for you. You can see the horse and the candle and some of the offerings in the background. But, yeah, I think later on I'll take him out for a burger. He certainly earned it. I do admire cleverness and ruthlessness in my gods. So I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.